Hey, what's up everyone? Danny and Alex. In this video, we're going to talk about some cage tactics for mixed martial arts. I want to talk about when we're stuck with our back against this thing right here. That's the cage panel or the fence, okay? So for mixed martial arts, you're not going to always have a boxing ring. Sometimes we're going to have a cage panel like this, whether it's amateur or professional. So one of the ways that I see a lot is when people are stuck against the cage, they're just there trying to throw some punches to the body or knees to the legs or body. And although it's an efficient tactic, I think it's better to try to recompose our position. By recomposing our position, what I mean necessarily is really turning the person. But in order to do so, if we're just using our strength and the weight of my arms and my body against, let's say, for example, Alex, that's going to work because I'm bigger than him. But in regular mixed martial arts, don't forget, you're going to have someone who's the same size and the same weight class as you do. And sometimes they're even stronger than you are as per se. So we need to learn how to use our techniques of pummeling to regain our position. Let's take a look. I'll give you an example. Okay, so I'm here and I was fighting, and Alex is going to be my opponent. I'll take his hat off here. He's going to be my opponent. He shot in, right? So he's shooting in like this. So I'm stuck against this cage, and this is not a comfortable position to be in. If you've never felt your back and your shoulder blades stuck against this is not comfortable at all. So what I need to do now is remove the weight. So number one, of course, if he's just holding behind my calves like this, I'm going to try to use a C-clamp grip and push behind his neck to keep his head lower than my hip. If his head is lower than my hip, it also means that look at the curvature on his back. He's not super strong. Imagine trying to do a deadlift right now with only the force of your neck and not your back and leg muscles. That would be practically impossible. That's what's going to happen when I start to keep his head in this position. Now, if I keep my legs very narrow, of course he's going to bring me to my butt. So what I need to do now is the side where he's pointing, I need to face that side and start to turn and watch my foot pivot. See how it pivots? Heel off the floor. And now what I can do is start to widen this base here. Now it makes it more difficult for him to finish that double leg. Now, of course, I know he's going to try to finish the single leg, but the moment he does this and he feels that he's not going to get that takedown, he's going to start to work his way back up to me. And when he does, now I'm glued once again to here. But number one is I've defended that takedown. I don't want to end up on my butt against the cage. That's a bad position to be. So now what I need to do is bring him back up. Instead of forcing the position back down, I'm going to try to force the position back up. See, I'm going to bring my hand here and start to work my way up to initiate that movement. I want him chest to chest. And now he's going to start to get the underhook on this side and work pummeling instead. So what I need to do now is getting back to my pummeling position. My pummeling position is going to ensure that I can get at least one underhook. If he has double unders, this is going to be difficult, okay? There's still ways to do it by prying here and swimming. But ideally, if I can, because I've worked him up, I'm waiting for him and I'm going to go elongate this arm so I can catch this elbow and straighten him up so he's chest to chest with me. When I get to here, now in UFC rules, this is illegal. But this happens sometimes. Imagine if I was teaching Alex to become an MMA fighter, which he will be, and I'm telling him, just play by the rules. And if this guy bends the rules and grabs onto the cage panel, the fence like this, just tell the referee he's grabbing the cage. I see that a lot when we watch MMA. This guy right here, myself, is complaining to the referee, telling him, hey, he's grabbing the fence with his fingers. That's illegal, you know, blah, blah, blah. Let's not complain about this, guys. This is a fight, all right? So I need to take accountability, and even though he's bending those rules, I'm stuck here. The more he's holding onto this cage panel, the more I'm stuck. So now I need to create that space. So where he's looking at, see how I'm starting to turn again? And now I'm gonna pummel on this side to get the underhook here. And then I could start to pummel and break that grip so I can get back double underhooks. And now I could start to work my turn. Where I'm going to work my turn is always the opposite of where he's looking. In this case, Alex is looking to this side. If I try to turn this way, he sees everything. He could post his hand, step over, or even use his head to stop everything. So what I need to do now is when I'm here, I want to get the opposite side of where he's looking at and turn him this way. I take a big step, and now I'm back where I have the fence position, okay? So now he's against the fence. The second tactic I want to show you guys, thank you, Alex, is now he's pummeling here. As he's pummeling here, get a little bit higher, and now grab the fence once again, all right? Now I'm really stuck. So I didn't even have one underhook. I'm stuck here. And we drill this a lot when we have MMA training camps at our school, is I get my fighters to always start from a bad position. This is the bad position for me right now. So what I need to do is at least pummel one side. So now I'm gonna start to bump on one side and now pummel here. Now I'm gonna get the high underhook. My fingers need to come where his trapezius is, right in this region right here. And I'm gonna come here. But the moment I'm here, I wanna start turning at the same time. As I turn here, I get this underhook, and now I can start to pummel and even go palm to palm. This is the gable grip from here. And then I bring him against the fence. And now we're here again. Now I can start my attacks or try to take him down, or if I'm a striker, just disengage the position so I can get back on my feet as per se and get the center of the cage or the octagon, okay? Now, when I'm on my back, this is all nice and dandy. But it will happen where we need to train the worst case scenarios, okay? This is gonna be the worst case scenario. This is asphalt, so we're not gonna do the real takedown, but Alex shot in a double leg. And from this position, he was way ahead of me and he started to pull my legs back. And now what happens is he's gonna mount my legs, okay? And now I'm stuck here. So the more he drags me away from the cage, the harder it is. So my first objective when I'm here, and this is a hard thing to do, but we need to drill this, is bring my lower back and my glutes against the fence. So I need to start pushing on his head, posting on the mat, and bringing my butt against the fence. That's the number one rule, okay? Now I'm in a 90 degree. I could start working back up. What's gonna happen here now is I'm gonna bring my heels as close to my butt as possible. Of course, he's pulling my knees to him. By pulling my knees, my legs are still free, but not my knees. So I can't come up on my knees, but I need to bring my toes and my feet as flat to the mat or the cage as possible. And now I'm gonna start to wall walk. So now, Alex, you're gonna lean onto me. Now I start to wall walk and go, lean onto me, lean onto me, lean onto me, lean onto me. And I see how I shrimp myself up against the cage. Back to the first technique we did is where he shot the double leg. And now I gotta try to work to keep him lower than my hip to get that curvature once again, so I could start to break this grip or pummel it inside and do the same thing to bring him back up chest to chest so I can start working again and maybe even try to pummel double unders. Or if I can't get this one, this is gonna be a high probability that I can't get this underhook. I wanna at least cup here and start to work this one upstairs so I could start to get back to where I was, okay? So these drills are important. So the way you're gonna do this is, we drill this a lot. We start from this position as a solo drill and only my shoulders on the cage panel. So number one, I'm pushing ahead, posting on a mat, scooting myself up to the 90 position. Now in this 90 position, now I have the lower back and my glutes against the fence. Now I have to take an assessment of where I'm at. I keep pushing ahead and now I bring my toes as close to me as possible. And this is where I start to work. This is where I start to work. And you have to go slow. And I work myself up and I work myself up. And once I'm here, back to position, I don't want my knees tight together. I want to go really far out so I can start to try to pummel on this side. And if I can't get this one's going to go all the way down. It's going to shoot itself. Imagine I want to grab my own shoes. I go here and then I cup his elbow and work him back up to a neutral position. Neutral position means the pummeling or eskrima position, which is chest to chest, okay? So get this position once again, please. From here, before he gets to here, if he sees that he can't get this double leg, he's gonna either switch to a single leg or he's gonna go for the ankle pick. That's gonna be for another video. But for now, I wanna prevent all of this stuff, so I'm gonna go here, watch. I go down, let's take a look from this side, guys. Now, to prevent that ankle pick, I'm gonna go down, scoop my fingers across. Never go here, because don't forget, you're gonna have hand wraps and that 4-ounce MMA glove. So you gotta use your palm flush and snake it against your own leg like this. And I don't want to stop here. I want to go as low to my foot as possible. And now I just grab what's in the way to bring him back up and start to work my positions again. Okay, now, always easier said than done. But of course, if we never practice this stuff, it'll never happen in the course of a real fight. These things are not just for mixed martial arts. These things are for real self-defense. Maybe you're cornered against a cage panel or a fence somewhere in a warehouse or whatever it is. Maybe you're cornered against a brick wall, against your home, in a parking lot, or even you're maybe even cornered against your vehicle. The same principles apply. The moment you can get your shoulder blades up and against an object, you need to use that and work yourself back up. This is super crucial in order to gain an advantage in the fight so you don't stay down there. In MMA, we call this ground and pound, but on the street, we call this life or death. All right, guys, thanks a lot for watching our video. Once again, leave us a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more mixed martial arts content on YouTube. Until next time,
we'll see you guys in the next video.
Take care.